Did y'all see Puppy at the beginning of the video? She like a handsome man, don't she? That has pretty much died and the weeds have taken over. We even already have side shoots on this. If you, not this one, that one real skinny. I don't know what this was, but it is dead. Look at the bok choy. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. Y'all, I'm so excited. We are outside. Somebody left a comment and they said they like my outside content better. Here's the thing, I'm a gardener who doesn't like the cold. So regardless, I'm not coming outside in the cold. But when I can come out here, I will. And I'm very excited to be out here today. It's actually a really nice day today. The sun is out. It's like 50-some degrees. There's a little bit of a breeze, like a chill in the air, I guess, but it's not like freezing. This is end of video Asia coming back to say Merry Christmas Eve to everybody, because I didn't say it at the beginning, but I absolutely wanted to. So let's get back to the video. So I figured we could do a garden tour, right? In my last garden walkthrough update, things were looking really sad. And if you remember, I said the soil was still frozen. And so with that being said, you normally can't really tell what's going on if the soil is still frozen, because the plants can't wick up moisture. The moisture is what helps the plant's leaves to stand up and not be droopy, things like that. So, y'all, if we look around the garden today, you can't even really tell in most spots that we had a 17 or 16 degree night, because the plants have bounced back. Now, January and February are coming, and that's where we're gonna have nights in the 16, 17 degrees for nights in a row, you know, like 5 and 6 nights in a row. And then, yes, these plants just might die. I might lose the whole garden. But in my experience, I lose some plants, but the whole garden does not die, which is why I also do not cover. Aside from the fact that I don't want to, because I got too much infrastructure. Another reason is I've seen this happen over the years, and so I just don't worry about it, and I weigh covering and not covering and the amount of work it's going to take. So y'all, let's look around the garden. It is such a nice day out here. I'm super excited. Also, did y'all see Puppy at the beginning of the video? She like a handsome man, don't she? I've been calling her a handsome man for the last few days, but that sweater was so cute, so I got it for her. It's not a girl sweater though, by any means. Y'all look at this broccoli. So this variety is called Green Magic. Look at it. It still looks really good, but these are still looking good. Now this one I think is actually a green Goliath. And if you remember, I was complaining, I don't want to say complaining, but I was talking about how the Green Magic is growing more like a floret in the bags, but it does not seem like it's doing that over here. Hold on, let me see. No, these are still Green Magic. So I guess it's further down. These must be the green Goliath, and these must be the DICICCOs. There's a broccoli head in there. So cool. Just like a quick pan at this bed. The leaves are looking good. You do have some purpling on a few from the cold. Like, it doesn't look like we had a night that should have killed them. Like right here, you can see this is a dead leaf. I just need to pull these off, but I probably won't if I'm honest. And then you got some purpling right here. That's from it being cold. But if you hear, the leaf is fine. See? So I'm excited to see that the broccoli in this bed is doing fine. And so that's the bed right when you come in the garden, right beside the arch. This was full of broccoli, nothing but broccoli. And then you got some of the ones in the back that were shaded starting to put out broccoli heads too, if you can see that. That's another one right there. And you got a broccoli head in there. Now, I'm not sure I'm gonna get that harvest off of the small ones, just because, like I said, January and February is on the way, and that is when we're gonna get our coldest. Let's take a look at the Brussels sprouts that look absolutely amazing, have bounced back very nicely. So this is one of the ones that I was like, I'm not sure it's a Brussels sprout early in the season, but it is. They're all Brussels sprouts. You can see them starting to come in. Hope y'all can see it. And even back here, you got another one. That's all Brussels sprouts. And the plants look really good. Even the ones that I needed to stake up. So like this was one that I needed to stake up. And we have a good amount of Brussels sprouts growing on that plant. Y'all see it? Very, very excited. They fell over from the snow. We had a lot of snow basically in November, I think. The chickens are over here because I'm talking. Hey y'all, everybody is talking. Hey y'all, they all came over here when I came over here. By the way, somebody sent this to the babies and I appreciate it. It's like a little toy for them they can jump up on and stuff. So thank you if you are the person who sent that. I've also been giving them some of those pumpkins. So I'm not gonna take it out. They'll eat it and it'll break down, whichever one. And then I'll use this for compost. But yeah, look at them. They all came over here and just started hollering when I got over here. That's so funny. But anyway, the Brussels sprouts are looking good. Pretty sure these are Long Island Improved back here, and these are Groninger right here. All of the bags are still just sitting here. This is where I plan to plant a lot of my spring plants if the plants that's in the garden beds and the other bags are still growing. So that's why we have some bags that are dormant, and here's some right here. So I fertilize them, put some straw over top of them, all of that in the late summer, early fall, and this is where we're gonna plant in the spring. So all the seeds that I started a few weeks ago, that's where I'm planning to put them. But for right now, they're just breaking down. If you remember, we put some unfinished compost from my compost bin when I took it down. So that'll be breaking down over the winter. And when it's time to plant for spring, they'll be ready to go. So yeah, I'm gonna say mullen is cold hardy, y'all. That mullen is still growing with no problems in this grow bag. There's some in this one too, but that one struggled a little more. But look at this mullen, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's good medicinally. I want to say for your respiratory system, lungs and things. Have not ever used it. Is the reason why I grew it. Gotta be sure that I'm comfortable with using it. But for now, that's a beautiful plant. Carrot bed still looks like it looked when I pulled everything out. I did come back and literally pull everything out, but yeah. Update is mold, bowl, whichever one it is. And somebody explained in the comments, if you're interested in knowing which one it is, someone explained the difference in the comments. I just know it's eating up my stuff. See, look at that hole right there. I'm gonna go through this bed before I put it to sleep and just kind of break it up just so we can collapse the tunnels, and then I'm gonna cover it. The blueberries that we put in the bags, some of them are still alive. Like you can see right here. Some of them are still alive. If you scratch, it's green. I don't think this is one of them though. That one is pretty brown, but like this one, still green. By the way, those elderberry we put in here, they look like sticks, but they're actually still green inside. Well, yeah, see? We still got some green in there, so I'm just leaving them. St. John's wort looks amazing. Pretty sure the beet is gone, y'all. So this is fine, like not rotted, but I don't think I'm gonna get it to seed because pretty much died, which is fine. I just know I can't do it that way anymore. We'll try beets again. I don't know, maybe in spring I'll put some beets out. We'll see. The blueberry bushes pretty much dormant. Sorry about my shadow, the sun is out. Blueberry bushes are pretty much dormant. I probably won't do anything to them. They're still pretty low. The one that was high is in one of those bags over there. So I just want to keep them low, but I don't do any kind of pruning or anything to them, if I'm honest. As long as they don't grow too tall and don't shade out things back here, I just let them grow. And my blueberry bushes are in ground, and in the spring, early spring, I'll come through with some holly tone, and that's all I do to fertilize them. And I normally get a really nice flush of blueberries when it's time to harvest. But look at this. Not super dormant, but it will. In January, they will go completely dormant, which is what we need, because the blueberry varieties that I have, they do need chill hours. I don't know how many, because I don't even know what variety they are. Got them for like $5 from Lowe's one year. They were on clearance and they just said blueberry, but they do need chill hours. And that just means that they need some time where it's very cold for them to produce the next season. And whatever variety this is, we get enough enough cold for that because I get blueberries every year. Go take a look at the garlic that we planted in September. If you watch my last video, well, my last update, most of this was like laying over and they looked really sad. And the only things that were really sticking up were these middle pieces. But at this point, they are all pretty much standing back up. You do have some leaves that are yellow that pretty much died in the cold, but the plants actually look pretty good over here. None of the garlic that we planted right here has come up yet, and that's okay. Hopefully, I dug down. I put a pretty deep layer of mulch on it. The soil is moist, but not soaking wet, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm hopeful that they're not under there rotting, but we won't know until it's time for them to start growing. The next spot are the collards. I did get the bed covered. I think I said that, but you can see the birds are still having a ball, but the collards are still looking really good. And they looked sad after the cold too, but collards are very cold hardy. Now that one that was shaded most of the season where they were all growing, that does not look great. But the rest of them still look really good. And so when the weather warms and the days get longer, they'll start to grow again. But once it gets like really warm, they're more than likely going to bolt. But either way, they'll be coming out in the summer because I don't grow brassicas for eating during the summer. And so if I were to grow them, they would grow in this bed where the carrots are, and I would feed them to the chickens. So we'll see how that goes. Now, if y'all remember, this is the bed where we had some lettuce that I had cut and it started growing back. That has pretty much died and the weeds have taken over. So this is a bed that before it gets too cold, I need to come clear out, cover with some straw, just so that we don't have this issue come spring and I don't have a whole bunch of weeds to get up. And to protect the soil from erosion, because it's not in a bed. So with that being said, like if it rains really hard, you could have splash up and the soil could come out of the bed, or it could just run off. But yeah, we're gonna take care of that. But just wanted to show you, I did not plant any more lettuce and the lettuce died and now we got weeds. Over here, we have more collards. These were cabbage collards in this bed. And like I always say, have no idea what this one was, but everything is still alive. It probably wouldn't hurt me to come through here, put a little more straw on here, but I haven't got around to that. Anywho, back here we have our Georgia Southern. I am not looking to get like a good harvest off of these until spring if they survive, because they were very small, very untaken care of. They weren't kempt. Anyway, I put them in anyway. They've grown a lot since I put them in, and I'm just waiting. I'm thinking in spring I'll probably get a harvest. Right here we have our elderberry bush, which is already growing leaves back. But I think that's because our weather has been so fickle and all over the place that it does not know what season it is in. But remember I was telling y'all I might cut this some? So essentially I could cut back to anywhere I'm seeing leaves, and I might do that. Just cut it all the way back, because that's where it's gonna grow next year, and then I won't have all this extra growth. Now, what I might do, since I want to try to grow another elderberry, is when I cut it, I'll cut it and then take the leaves off, and maybe even just take pieces and try to put them in some soil inside to propagate it. Anyway, that is the elderberry, and I do have a stake in it. Didn't seem to really help much. Y'all, the cabbage looked terrible over here. It looks terrible. Like this one that I never came in actually attached to the stake that I put in here. That one lays on the ground constantly. Constantly, y'all. But there's a little head in there trying to form. Here's another one. The head is not very tight. This one, the head is pretty tight. It's just small, and I'm trying to get it to grow a little bit more, but I don't know. And then there's one back here, and that looks pretty bad. In the inside, anyway. So the cabbage is not faring well. The cabbage also is in a shaded spot. So not only is it cold, it's also shaded. Next year, we'll think about putting cabbage somewhere else. In this bed with the cabbage, you also have some Swiss chard. A lot of the larger leaves died back in the cold weather, but the middle leaves look really good, and so I'm not pulling them or anything. Swiss chard larger leaves, I've seen that before. Like, they don't do well in the cold, but the plant itself still survives in the cold, and that's what I've noticed over my years of gardening. Over here we have our green stalks, the gray and the yellow one. Now, what I will say is I don't think these green stalks are going to stay over here. I'm going to wait until, you know, spring, see how much sun we get. I know we get sun over here. I don't know if it's enough to support a green stalk. Anyway, we have some music garlic at the top of this. Pretty much everything germinated so far except for this one. And I'm not seeing anything in here now either, but we'll just leave it, see what happens in the spring. There's also garlic all the way down here. It is a California late white. None of those have come up just yet. But with garlic, spring is the time that you see it pop up. So I'm not doing anything or making any decisions on these green stalks because we are waiting for spring anyway. Over here you have the yellow one, and we have some Montana Zemo at the top. Some of those have come up, not all of them, but most of them have. And then down here we have some other varieties, and that has come up too. And I don't know what that variety is. Oh, here we go. That is an early Italian, and that's a soft neck. That's come up. We have a little bit of weeds that is sprouting from the straw. I just pull them out just like that. Come out pretty easy. Let's see what else is in here. We have another variety down here. That's the Montana Zemo that's starting to pop up too. Now I will say, this green stalk gets more sun than this green stalk. And so even if we leave this one, we may have to move that. Although I really like the way it looks with the greenhouse over here. But anywho, it does not matter. That's an update on those green stalks. The broccolis in the bags right here, they look pretty decent. They bounce back because the ones over here were looking really bad. They get shaded a little bit too. So y'all, that's one of the Godzilla broccoli heads. So they looked bad when it was really cold outside, but they're getting bigger, and I think I may get a harvest off of them. This is the other one right here. Hope y'all can see that. Let me see. That's the other one right there. Hope you can see. If you can't, I do apologize. But yeah, these broccolis are looking good too in the bags. And then down the middle of my garden, we have some purple Bootstrap Farmer bags. They're my favorites, y'all. Anywho, and this is a green Goliath, and you can see what I mean when I say they grow in like florets. We even already have side shoots on this, but this is the main head, and that's as big as it is right now, with us also getting side shoots. I do believe it's safe to say I'm not growing those next year. I would prefer to have some green magic down this road. For one, they're shorter. It'll be easier for me to get down the aisle. And for two, they produce better heads to me. That's my personal opinion from what I've learned this year. Might I grow like one plant in the bed, like I have said before? Yes, but I won't have this many green Goliaths because they just aren't producing like I would like them to. But just for the purpose of the garden tour, you got another one right there. You got another one right there. And these are all grown in grow bags, y'all. So if you can't do a garden bed, get you some grow bags. Those are also in grow bags. But look, we got all kinds of side shoots already, and that's all it produced for a head for me. Do you grow green Goliath broccoli? Does it grow like a floret for you? Let me know. The plants just get really big too. And I don't have space for plants to get this big. I just don't. One of the things I always forget to mention is I have Swiss chard in the back of this bed. That's growing pretty good, but you can see the larger leaves. Like, I could still take these, although they pretty much died back a little bit. I don't want to say died back, but like the snow really didn't do well. They didn't do well with the snow. But you got another broccoli head right there. This is green magic. This whole bed is green magic. Most of it have already harvested. I'm only leaving the plants for the side shoots at this point. Over here, the broccoli in the bags are looking a little rough. Like this one, I need to come and tie it up. The snow was just so heavy, and I need to come and tie that up. They're leaning over. They don't look as good in the bags right here as they do in the other ones that I just showed you, but that's okay. Now, our collard tree, the inside leaves look good, but the larger leaves did not fare well in the snow. And I don't think that it was the cold. I think it was because the snow was so heavy that it broke the leaves. So the stem of the leaf broke. If that's broke, then the leaf can't continue to grow. And so I think that's more of what it was and not so much the cold. Our collard trees down here have really slowed down in growth. And I think I showed this where this leaf like completely split open, and that was from the cold and the freezing. But look, the leaf still looks good. So I could take it. It won't continue to grow, I do not believe, but I don't know, we'll see. Inside leaves look okay, definitely very purple, but you know, it is what it is. We got a bunch of broccoli heads. Well, we got 3 broccoli heads. This one is a little bit white, so it got burnt a little bit, but it's still nice and hard. I will still be able to harvest it. There's another one right there, right beside it, and there's another one right there. Anything else that was in here has already been harvested. In the front of these beds, we have kohlrabi, and this one is the one I was supposed to take to my uncle, and I didn't, so it actually needs to be harvested. And then we have another one there, growing a little oblong, but still a kohlrabi. Got another one here, pretty small, but still growing. And then there's one over there as well. So now we're back at the front of the garden. And oh, forgot to tell y'all about the purple sprouting broccoli. That's still looking good too. Very excited about this. This one even has bounced back a little. I probably need to stake it. It's a very small plant, so I probably need to stake that. But this one is looking good as well. Got us a little weed in there. Got us a little weed. Let's get that out. Everything is looking pretty good, y'all. Like I said, I was waiting for a few warm days just to see what we were really dealing with, and nothing was as bad as it looked initially. We got some white leaves that got burnt by the frost. I could come in, pull those off. I'm not going to. Oh, this Greenstalk, the lilac one, y'all, everything kind of bounced back. That is a curly kale variety. Okay, the lettuce did not bounce back, and I haven't come out here to cut this stuff out yet. But if you remember, like, this is a broccoli. It keeps falling over, so I need to stake it. This was one of the cabbages I showed you. More broccoli, another cabbage right there. More broccoli. I think that's a broccoli too. And then you got kohlrabi down here. The cold did its work, but it did not kill my plants. Oh, look at that. Those are the carrots still growing. Also have some pak choy in here, some more pak choy. Now the spinach is still growing slow, but it is growing. So I'm excited to see that. This is some more spinach right there. Nice, more right there. So I'm happy. I cannot complain, y'all. I really can't, because like with all of that cold, I was thinking things were gonna be like dying. Anywho, over to the Greenstalks. So I do think that this is a viable way for me to grow a fall garden. I say that because the plants in these Greenstalks don't look any worse than the plants in the garden beds. So that's what I'm also comparing this year. Like, if they die, fine, but are they dying at the same rate as the things are dying in the beds? And I don't think that they are. The lettuce is dying in here, but the lettuce also died in the bed I did not take care of. But it was also from the cold, not because I was neglecting it. So, like this Lacinato kale, still growing, still looking good. So I personally do think it's a viable way to grow a fall garden if I want to let my garden rest. Remember, I put some pak choy in here, so those are still alive, but the plants still look good in here. So I'm excited about that. Really need to come cut this lettuce out. It just looks awful. We got our pink Greenstalk over here. Like I said, looking just as good, if not better, if I'm honest, than the broccolis that are in the beds. And we got some more kale up there. And if you turn it a little bit, like, you got a few leaves that broke under the pressure of the snow, but we got that going on in the garden beds too. So yeah, still looks pretty good, y'all. Got the green one right here, looking good. Most of this I am noticing is kohlrabi, and this kohlrabi is actually starting to head. If you, not this one, that one real skinny. but it's starting to head. Now, the things on the top of this one, they did not do well. That stuff just died right out, and I think it's because it's at the top. There isn't any kind of protection from the house, and so they died, and that's okay. But down here, girl, I don't know what's going on. I think it was a broccoli. The stuff down here did not do well on this bottom row. So honestly, not sure why though. But the Greenstalk in general looks just fine. You got some stuff that's dying, but I do know I can grow in these Greenstalks in the fall. We got to get through the winter, but again, I'm still comparing the Greenstalk to the garden. If they die out at the same rate, then it just tells me that's when plants are supposed to die in my area if I don't cover them, but it doesn't have anything to do with like whether I put them in the Greenstalk or whether I put them in the garden. Also, sorry that I'm squinting this stuff. Sun is out. The black Greenstalk with the shallots looking good. I really want to fertilize these. I think that I will. If I look at the forecast and we still have a lot of decent days, like warm days, I'm gonna put some fish emulsion in here. I just feel like they would bulk up a little bit more if I do. Herb Greenstalk looking good. I'm actually very sad that I put most of my chives in oil or butter. I should have kept some of them. They've slowed down in growth, but I really like to use chives. So that's something I'll remember for next year. They'll grow back. They'll come back in the spring, but that is something I will remember for next year. Some of these chives need to be preserved in a way where I can actually use chives without oil or butter on them. Anyway, parsley looking good. That will flower more than likely in the summer, and I'll need to plant more. Won't be this much, but I'll need to plant more. Yarrow still looking beautiful. Got a little bit of burn, but not a lot. I don't know what this was, but it is dead. We got our sage right here, some more parsley, some more yarrow in here. And this is why I want to start more sage too. I'm not sure if that's gonna survive, y'all. It looks crazy. Oh, there's pansies in here too. Beautiful purple pansies. I'm going to put more pansies in my Greenstalks next fall. Now, what I'm gonna do is save the seeds from these though, because they will go to seed in summer. Pansies prefer cold weather and they will die in the heat. All right, that's that Greenstalk. Oh, y'all, you know I normally skip this Greenstalk, but we're actually getting some decent growth. This is the one that's going to go in the chicken area, and I just want things to grow. I don't care how they grow, because it's gonna be for the chickens, but there's decent growth in here. I was thinking this was something that's edible, but I really just think it's a weed now. So we gonna pull it out. Anyway, none of my herbs came up here, which is fine. We just started herbs, so not a big deal. This Greenstalk is our strawberries and some onions and garlic, mostly garlic. It has like maybe 1 or 2 onions in it. They died, so I replaced them with garlic. I had a whole bunch of garlic, and I still haven't gotten around to my strawberries, but I'm also thinking I'm just gonna let them do what they do, and we'll see how that goes in the summer. The blueberry Greenstalk, our onions are looking much better than they have been. So I'm happy about that. We're starting to see like the white that would be the outside of the onion. So I'm excited to see that, y'all. Same thing with the strawberries. Think I'm just gonna leave them. They are starting to die back though. And then our full onion Greenstalk is looking good. That's a blackberry Greenstalk. I love this color. Purple is my favorite color. I've already said that. Look at that. They're looking good. And this is an Italian, early Italian garlic that has popped up too. So it's a mix, but it's mostly onions in this Greenstalk. They did well. These are the ones y'all told me to cut, and so I went ahead and cut them, and they started to grow much, much better. Our eucalyptus is looking amazing still. I'm super excited for summer with this, because I did not cut any of it this year because it was so small, and I think I had to move this here. It started to grow much better once I put it in this Vigo self-watering pot, so I'm excited about this. I can't wait for summer. I really just wanted to put it into my shower, but I think it's beautiful. and eucalyptus smells so good, y'all. And so now oh, you know what else I have to do? Have to get these trees cut. I haven't done that yet. So these are peach and apple trees, and I need to get them cut. Maybe sometime next week I'm gonna get that done. But let's go into the Bootstrap Farmer hobby greenhouse. That's looking really good. Not my citrus trees so much because I haven't been covering them. Y'all, somebody come get me, because y'all know how I can do. And when it's cold, I'm like, if them trees die, they die, which is crazy because they grew so much. Anyway, look at the bok choy. It looks so good. We do have some weeds. I came out here yesterday and I got the weeds out of the garlic bed, but I didn't even think about looking over here. This is just coming from the straw, but you don't get a lot of it, so that's why it doesn't bother me much. But look at the bok choy. Do y'all remember when we planted this bok choy? Like, it was really small. It's growing slow. I'm pulling weeds as I'm talking to y'all. Growing slow, but it is growing. Like, I'm pretty excited about this. I have not been pulling the sides up just because it hasn't been that hot here, and because I have not put the plastic on the door, we're still getting some airflow. So I think that's fine. And down here you have the kale, which is growing much slower, but it's still alive. And so that's all I'm really worried about. I'm not expecting a lot of growth just because it's cold, y'all. It's nice today, but it has been very cold. But everything we put in it is still alive and still growing. And this one has grown a lot since we put it in. Could be because it's at the front and maybe it's getting more sun. I'm not sure, honestly. But we got a lot more garlic that has popped up since I showed y'all last. And so I'm excited to see that. I hope y'all can see it. They're very small, but they are in there. See? We got quite a bit of garlic. There's 3 rows of garlic in this bed. I'm not seeing a lot on this front end, but I think that I will eventually, even if it's in the spring. I guess I gotta show y'all, because I showed the good and the bad. The plants aren't dead. I've come through, I've scratched them, but the leaves are dying back. I don't think this would have happened had I covered like I said I would. But we're already here. There's nothing I could do about it. But yeah, that's the greenhouse. Looking amazing, y'all. Looking amazing. I'm super excited about that. Super excited. Still waiting to see how it gets through the actual winter, but I'm super excited. So I always forget now to show y'all the lavender because I put it in between the 2 greenhouses. But the lavender is over here. It's still alive. And lavender does not mind kind of being neglected. So that's why I thought it wouldn't be a bad idea to put it right here. Just because I wanted this space for walking at this point. But anyway, look at that. Lavender's still alive over here, and we love that for us. Oh, the pansies are too. So this will be where I take some of my pansy seeds as well in the summer. All right, here we go again. Now, what I will tell y'all is this was looking really, really sad, like drooped over sad, and it's back up, standing up. I think it was, a lot of it was the cold, but I'm not taking anything out of here. I'm just gonna see what happens, y'all. But yeah, like this stuff, you could tell it's actually growing at a slower rate, but it's growing. This bed still look terrible. This is probably the worst looking bed that we have in here. And that's okay, I ain't tripping. But yeah, that bed looks bad. Someone dared me to take that greenhouse down. I ain't taking that greenhouse down. That was my first greenhouse, and that greenhouse has been amazing for me. I hold on to the things that I like, and I like that greenhouse. In the summer, it grows really well for me. We grew zucchini in there. We grew tomatoes in there. I ain't taking it down. I love that greenhouse. Anyway, that's the garden tour for today, y'all, and I hope that you enjoyed it. This is the end of December. Today is actually Christmas Eve, but I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.